Hey, good morning again. It's Bob Chu from Stewart and Isla Morada Boat Works with another latest launch. Yes, if you've been watching these, we've been delivering these 18-foot Isla Morada skiffs on a fairly regular basis. This one here is what I'd call a combination boat. This is a family boat. It's also a fish boat. So it's the first one we've done a bimini top on. It's super nice bimini made locally by our upholstery people. It's got two positions for it. You move it to the aft position when it's in the upright position, and then you move it to the forward position with these quick disconnects when you're trailering it, so it gets forward of the step on the poling platform. So it's a very cool thing. This boat, as you can see, is sitting on an Ameritrail trailer. It has the Show 115 Yamaha, also a power pole, 6-foot power pole, and it does have the actuated console. So take a minute. Oh, I should step back and say it's whisper gray, the regular white deck, and a whisper gray interior, some really nice upholstery. This matches two other big boats that he has. So, come on aboard. So I wanted to start showing you the console. I mean, it's you know, a lot of thought goes into our boats, and I'm sure other people do the same, but we think there's a lot of thought. For example, on the rod racks, he wanted them only on the starboard side, so this would be what he would call his working side of the boat. When he puts in the removable push pole holders, his push pole will be on that side, and whereas this side is free and clear to go forward. You notice on the rod rack, for example, there's no screw heads. That's typical of everything we try to do. No screw heads. It's fastened from the back side. Just a cleaner look. As you might remember from looking at the other videos, we've incorporated the switch panel into the door frame itself. No screws visible. Key switch, kill switch, voltmeter for the main starting battery, and voltmeter for, if he had a trolling motor, for the trolling motor batteries. All the switches are lit. They have two different color codes depending on the mode that it's in. This, of course, is lockable. This lifts out of the way, which is kind of generic for skiffs, but again, this is all part of one piece here. We also have a charge outlet here, battery switch, which I'm about ready to turn, which is now showing the voltage, and then we're going to trim up the console top. So as you can see, you've seen these before, I'm sure. This customer chose a 12-inch Garmin, also the CL5 Yamaha gauge upgrade. Lenco trim tabs with indicators, that's standard. The standard Yamaha binnacle control. Blackets and wheel. Our standard tilt helm. Yeah, it's super clean, and as I pointed out before, when you're running the boat like this, you have very good visibility to the Garmin, but at the same time, when you're standing up maybe and running the boat, it's also at a good angle. We worked a lot to get that angle right, so we're really proud of that. It also oddly creates a nice, comfortable backrest for the person forward, which is a little unique. Little unexpected, but good things happen sometimes by surprise. So yeah, that's the story about the console. The way it's secured to the floor is probably the strongest method possible. We have a boss on the floor that gets glued, and we call it glued and screwed to the cockpit sole. So that's really methacrylated and screwed vertically, or I'm sorry, horizontally to the boss. And the boss is methacrylated to the floor, then the console is dropped down, methacrylated, and screwed to the boss. So it's just so tight and strong. Don't want to overlook another thing that's huge. Our cockpit liner is actually bonded to the hull sides. on both sides. So it makes a super rigid boat, unheard of in the skiff market. So at the front of the console, of course, the cooler that's built in, nice, smooth, clean. You know, it's just a clean little, forget exactly how many quarts that is. I think 26 quarts, 28, something of that nature. Super clean, no hardware visible. Upgraded Sunbrella upholstery with diamond stitching in it, also to match his other boats. This was the portion I was talking about, how this worked out to be. You know, one more, it's odd, but yes, it does. It adds you a little backrest to it. Under the gunnels, he chose not to have C-deck, just the fiberglass cockpit liner, which is obviously cool. A couple other boats have gone that way. You know, our great rod rack system, which we make out of Coosa board transom material. Then we put graphite on the carbon on the outside, then wrap it with C-deck and finish it off with a great strap system that traditionally has worked excellent. Yeah, on previous videos I talked about the cockpit having drains in each corner, about the cup holders up underneath. So I'm not going to, you know, bore you with every single detail if you've seen the other skiff videos as well. Cool thing about this boat was he did not choose a trolling motor. So this is the first skiff without a trolling motor that we've built. Kind of cool. What that does is really radically provides a ton of storage in here, because he's only got one battery, it's battery charger, and he has all the room back here, under here, all the way here, all that space open, and then all the space here, all the way forward under, you know, on top of this subfloor here. So the fuel tank, of course, being under the subfloor. It's pretty remarkable. You know, the amount of space and storage in a skiff when you don't have trolling motor batteries up here as well. So he opted for the carbon underside. Of course, the boat's all carbon and Negra. That means hull, deck cap, and cockpit liner. But in addition to that, there is an option for the aesthetics of having the carbon option under the hatches. And if you look at the detail work of this hatch, and then look at some of the other skiffs out there that are built out of carbon or offer it as an option, whoa, our finish is light years ahead of theirs. There's no wrinkles, there's no odd twisted shapes in the carbon. I mean, we go to great extents to get this absolutely, I guess I would say, perfect. I mean, it really is. So we're really proud of that. He also chose for the Photique tow rail, you know, just that hot looking custom yacht look to it. One of his big boats has that Photique tow rail as well. So cool look, different boat, and that's the beauty of each boat's different. So I just point out one other small feature. It does have a swing tongue on the trailer. This is a version where just the tongue swings. There's another version where actually it's called zero tolerance, where the furthest point forward would be the bow of the boat. So either one of those versions is available on an Ameritrail. And I do, just to talk, you know, one more time about, of course, the hull. I mean, so we took 3 years in developing this hull, and yeah, if you recall, 12-degree dead rise aft, very aggressive entry forward, and then a downturn 12-degree outer chine that is below the water when there's an angler forward and someone on the polling platform. So the ride, everybody talks about their ride. Please come, and if you're interested, let us give you an experience of what this ride is all about, because it's very different, and in rough water in particular, it's super, super good. So with that, I thank you for watching. If you want to have an 18 Morada skiff built, give us a call here, Stuart and Island Morada Boat Works in Stuart, Florida. Thank you very much.